lesson is going to show you how to make an ancient Greek vase out of paper and marker. So the first thing that we want to do is make the vase shape. In order to create my vase shape, I just printed out a paper that had a lot of different Greek vase shapes on it, so I'll just use that as a reference. I have some sample shapes here that I'm going to show you, and each one, what I've done is I've just folded the paper in half in the direction that I need for the particular vase shape that I've chosen. So if my vase is tall, I will fold it so that my paper is tall. If my vase is wide, of course, I will put my paper so that it is wide and fold it so that when I open it up, my paper is wide. Now, once you have your paper folded, you're going to take the vase and you're going to draw half of the shape. And I like to open it up so that it forms a tent, and draw half of the vase shape, and then that will let you fold it back and be able to cut it out, and you'll have a full vase shape. Make sure you open it up, because if you don't, many times students will draw along the wrong side and then they will have two sides of a vase that are not connected. So just make sure that when you open it up, you can draw on one side. That will avoid that problem. You'll know that the middle of the vase is the fold, and you won't have the problem of ending up with two separate pieces instead of one whole vase. So what I'm going to do here is show you how to go ahead and do the cutting. So I'll just fold this in half, and I'm going to cut along my line. Now when you have areas like this that need to be cut inside there, just fold it over a little bit. Take your scissors and just cut a little slit so that when you open it up, you have a way of getting your scissors inside there. When I open this up, I have a symmetrical shape. Some of the Greek vase shapes have only one handle, so what you can do then is just cut off one of the handles, and it's more of a picture that way, but you go ahead and cut it with the handle on, open it up, and then cut the handle off. I think that's the easiest way to do it. Now, once you have that completed, you need to go ahead and add the horizontal bands so that you can add the Greek designs to your vase. Alright, so I have another shape cut and ready for the bands to go on. So what I'm going to do is take my ruler and I'm going to put the horizontal bands on. So I'll place my ruler, draw the bands. It's going to be a lot more interesting if the horizontal bands are not all the same distance apart. So I'm varying the distance between my lines. Okay, so once I have all of my horizontal lines on, now it's time to add the Greek style designs. So I'm going to take my Greek paper of designs that I have here, and you can use many different Greek style designs. I've just gone ahead and copied off some of these from the internet, and I'm going to be using some of those. If you want to look up some of your own on the internet, you can do that as well, but I'm going to add a few of them on my vase. When you're finished with your design in pencil, now it's time to add the black marker. So I'm doing this on red paper with black marker, and I'm kind of combining the ideas of the black figureware where the vase had a red background with black figures, and also combining the fact that many Greek vases had geometric designs on them as well. So I'm combining those two ideas and getting inspiration from both of them, putting them into one vase. Once you have all of your lines traced, now you don't want to stop there. You want to look at it and decide what you want to add a little bit more color to. So for instance, this looks a little plain up here, so I'm going to add a little bit more black to these triangles by coloring them in. So you want some areas to have thick lines, some to have thin lines, some areas to be colored in. Remember, with the black figureware, the background was left red and the objects, the figures, the designs, they were colored in black. You want to repeat some of the things that you've done to create unity in your design, but you also want to vary things so that it's a little bit more interesting. So you want some unity, but you also want some variety in your artwork as well. The handles look a little bit plain for me, so I think I'm going to add a little bit of design in the handle as well. As you're designing your vase, you also want to make sure that it's balanced. For instance, you don't want a whole lot of dark marker at the top and then with very little at the bottom. So you want to look at it and make sure that it's balanced. If you have some darks up on the top areas that you filled in, you want to fill in some of the areas at the bottom also, so that it just doesn't look top heavy or bottom heavy. So I think mine looks a little top heavy. I'm going to add a little bit more black at the bottom. Alright, and there is my finished vase. Another option that you have for your vase is, instead of doing it just on red paper with black marker, you could also do it on another color of paper, a white paper, a tan paper, or another colorful paper. And you could use colors, markers, colored pencils, crayons, any medium that you would like to add the designs and the decorations. So instead of just a two-color design, it would be multiple colors.